I'll say, we're at Berg Show 2023. The demos have started here. We are with Carl from Hummingbird. They do drones. Wat hulle gebruik op landbouinstructies mee te spuit. Carl's going to tell us a bit more about, just before they start their demo, he's going to tell us a bit about the product, and then we're going to keep him mic'd up so that he can explain to us what the drone's doing while it's in the air. But yeah, let's have a chat to Carl. How do I turn this thing around? Carl, how are you?
Very good, thanks, and yourself?
I'm very well, thanks, man.
Yeah,
so tell us about this Hummingbird.
Yeah, so we are a drone operation company. We work out of the Midlands area, but we also have a base in Eston and then up here. We work basically all the way from the coast up to about Warden area. We have 4 drones in our fleet at the moment. They're DJI Agri T30s. They have a 30-litre capacity and are able to do a hectare at a time.
Okay.
It does a hectare in about 6 to 8 minutes, which drains the tank, drains the battery, and then it'll return home for new battery, new tank, and then we'll send it off again. On a good day's work, we do about 40 to 50 hectares in a day with one drone, and then obviously depending on the job and the availability of drones, we'll send 2 or 3 out and spray together and cover a larger portion.
Okay, cool. So, sorry to interrupt you. So
you
guys are sort of focused on the contracting part of the...
Yeah. So we do the contracting for those guys who don't have the time or the patience to figure out how it all works. I know you can buy them, but it's quite a process to go through. So the guys who don't really want to go through that, we offer the contracting service.
Sure. And then, so to operate one of these drones, there's licensing and that type of thing.
Yeah.
How does that? Can you just explain to us a bit?
Yeah. So all of our pilots are licensed through the CAA, which is the South African governing service of drones. We all have pilots license. We have to do official tests like what you would have to do for fixed wing, and then we are also licensed chemical operators because our drone is capable of spraying dangerous pesticides and herbicides. We're all licensed to work with chemicals as well.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so we're just gonna display the aerodynamics and how safe in the air the drone actually is.
Take off.
Couple of options, obviously mapping GPS and then flying it manually.
Yeah, so depending on the job and the severity of the terrain, either we can fly the drone manually or we'll set it up to do a grid pattern, in which case it'll just go and do the field and then return home when it needs anything. And then for the very severe terrain, we can actually link it up with the surveillance drone, and the surveillance drone will pre-program the flight path so that it doesn't have any risk of crashing into anything.
Oh, okay, cool. So the surveillance drone actually goes and sees potential collisions and that type of thing.
Yeah, so we'll fly it first, and then the surveillance drone actually develops a 3D model, which we then upload to this drone so that it flies perfectly safe.
Very cool. You said it has a 30-litre capacity.
A 30-litre capacity,
so,
yeah.
So you're doing about a hectare at a time. What sort of weights? I saw that battery pack and stuff. What does that machine weigh while it's in the air there?
So at full capacity, the machine weighs about 85 kgs. It is capable of lifting a person if necessary. I wouldn't suggest it. But yeah, if you go look online, you will find videos of people hanging off the bottom of them, and it takes off perfectly fine.
Oh wow, that sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, the battery is about 12 kgs, and it keeps us in the air for about 8 to 10 minutes, depending on how we fly it.
Okay, cool. So everything's sort of set up to, once you've done your hectare,
you come back, it's all depleted, and you restock everything.
Okay, cool. And then your charge time on batteries?
The batteries, we work off a 7 kVA charger, which also charges them in about 8 to 10 minutes. So we're in a constant rotation of batteries. As long as you're out there with 3 to 4, you can work the whole day.
Okay, cool. We had quite a challenging day yesterday with wind conditions and a bit of weather. How does it, what sort of knots can a guy look at what stage do you make the call not to put the drone on?
The drone can stay safely in the air well over 20 knots. It's more the chemical restrictions that take us out of the air, which is similar to a fixed wing. At about 15 knots, that when we have to bring the drone down and we have to stop for the day. Yeah.
I guess the cool thing about the drone is how it displaces its wind with the propellers and stuff. You get quite a good
penetration.
Yeah, penetration.
Yeah, so the chemical on a clear day, you can see it doesn't actually go down. First the blades take it up and then it creates a vortex and it actually gets forced into the bottom of the crop to make sure that you're getting a full coverage over the whole area.
Yeah, so you're basically putting it down to the ground.
Yeah,
it's something like maize or sugarcane.
Yeah,
it's going all the way down.
It's not like a fixed wing which is just relying on gravity to take the chemical down. It actually forces it through the top layer down to the bottom of the crop.
I understand. How long have you been flying drones for?
So I have been flying drones for 2 years now, but I have been in the industry longer than that. Before I was on fixed wing aircraft.
Okay, very good.
Yeah, and then when this industry started booming, we've moved across to this now. And it's only getting bigger every year.
Yeah, sure. I think a lot of people are starting to see the value of doing this, especially if you start doing the sums. I think from fixed wing to contracting.
Yeah, the precision we get with this is so precise compared to other methods. It keeps its constant height, which sometimes a fixed wing can't. So you get a constant spray across the whole field, which helps a lot. You guys have water? Yeah. And this drone has a range of well over a kilometer. So depending on the license you hold, you can actually fly this drone a kilometer away as long as you have visual line of sight.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. That's all depending on the license you hold.
Okay, so different licensing allows you to fly it from the roof.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fine for now.
So with that licensing, if you're flying on GPS, and I guess if you've marked your furthest point a kilometer away or whatever, so then you obviously still need that licensing, or do you just move closer into the proximity of the field that you...
So when we do a field, typically we try to stay pretty central. It just helps the batteries operate more efficiently, and then also with it being closer, it's not ferrying as far to get to the...
Yeah, you're not using battery life to actually get...
With these drones, the key to it is just management of the battery and making sure you're not expelling any energy, because as I said, it only stays in the air for 8 to 10 minutes. If you aren't quick or working efficiently, it's not enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, depending on licensing, you can go up to 500 meters, in which case you'll then need an observer, so you'll need another guy with a radio.
Oh, cool, that's important.
Yeah, and then he will be your eyes on the drone. And then if you wish to go further, you then go for a beyond visual line of sight license, and then you can exceed that.
Okay, cool. Then you're flying on the camera probably.
Yeah.
Fly with caution.
We'll go for another one.
Obstacles detected.
Cool, Carl, thank you so much, man.
Oh, no,
really
you're very
appreciate it.
welcome.
Yeah, cool. So, yeah, so Instagram, Facebook, that's where you
Yeah,
guys are gonna find
website, we're pretty much on everything at the moment.
you. Cool. Thanks a lot, buddy. Have a good day.
Thanks.
Cheers.